What's up? Welcome back to Real Reds Talk. My name is Sam, and joined by Nick, Shreyas, and everybody hates international football, as do we. So we're going to do
Mhm.
something a little bit fun, a little bit interactive, and you guys can get involved. If you're interested in that, get in the chat, get in the comments, let us know what you think. Nick, Shreyas, first of all, before we get into the rules and what we're doing today on Real Reds Rewind, how are we? Scale of 1 to 10.
Um, 5 due to
5.
lack of sleep. Yeah,
Solid. Shreyas?
Yeah,
5.
likewise, because of
Uh,
lack of sleep. Yeah,
so we're a 10 together, Shreyas. That's the only
There
thing
you
that
go.
yeah.
matters.
There you go. There you go.
So
That's how to look at it. But yeah, today we are going to do a Legends draft. So basically, because United are malfunctioning at the minute,
yeah,
and back in the day, we had so many players, so many teams that even when a player played badly, we still managed to win games, win trophies. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a defender, a midfielder, and a forward from United's history. Whenever you want, you can go back to Busby if you want. You can go to Fergie. You can go to Van Gaal if you want. I don't imagine too many of you are going to be doing that, but let's just say that. But the rule is we're going to go in an order randomly determined. And if the first person picks one of your picks, he is no longer available. Much like an American football draft. If somebody's picked, you can't then pick it. So they will not be available. So, for example, we're not doing goalkeepers today. So I'll use that as the example. Say somebody picked Peter Schmeichel. Shreyas then could not pick Peter Schmeichel. He'd have to pick Van der Sar, have to pick Barter, somebody like that. And if he picked Schmeichel, I could then not pick Schmeichel or Van der Sar. I'd have to pick somebody else. That's how it's going to work. And then at the end, we're going to do a little Ten Hag trivia just to sort of have a look at the sort of past of Ten Hag. And remember, it wasn't always shit. Sometimes there were some good moments. So have a look at that. Are we ready? Do we understand the rules, lads?
Yes.
are you ready? I
Cool.
wish we had like a buzzer or like an
Yeah.
intro.
I need to. What we need to
Yeah.
do is develop like a Real Red soundboard. So I have it on the thing
Yeah,
and just like I can press stuff. But yeah,
definitely need that.
get in the chat as well as we go through the positions. Put your selections in the chat. Put your entire thing if you want as well.
And
And
state why you're
yeah,
putting him
we
in
want to
there.
know why. So
Yeah.
that's the important bit. That the lads are going to explain. Excuse me, why they've picked him and how they would fit into the team and how they would solve certain issues within the team. So that's the important bit. I left that out. Thank you, Nick. Right. First position is defender. So I have a coin here. And we're going to do Nick versus Shreyas first. So whoever wins the toss is going to pick, is going to then go up against me. And then whoever wins that toss gets to pick first. Understand?
Okay.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
but can I just say you get
Yeah.
an advantage there?
Well, next time round, I'll do it the other way
Okay,
around.
yeah,
And
that's
then,
fair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to
Makes
keep it
sense, makes
random.
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Nick or Shreyas, pick it in the air, mate.
Shreyas, you can pick it, mate.
Okay. Heads.
It's tails. Nick.
This tail's gonna
versus
win.
me. You get right. Pick it. You pick it in the air this time, Nick.
Tails.
Tails it is. So you get to go first.
There we go. Thank you very much. I will have. Oh, such a selection.
He's
Who
gonna.
do I
He's
want?
gonna. Every pick. He's gonna pick my picks. I know
Hmm.
this. I fucking know.
Let's go with. I'll take the midfield. I want the midfield.
Okay.
That's what I'm taking. Who do you reckon I'm gonna pick for the midfield?
Roy Keane.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
Curveball.
Okay.
Curveball.
Okay.
Michael Carrick
Oh, interesting.
is who I've gone with.
Interesting.
Yes. Michael Carrick in this setup, in this system, people will talk about ground being covered or whatever, but one of Michael Carrick's best assets is positioning and awareness, and I think he'd be absolutely fine in it, and he'd take it off, and his passing range ability, phenomenal. I think he'd be perfect. We are crying out for Michael Carrick in this team, so
Yeah.
he's one of the first ones I'd put on. That's why I wanted the midfield first, because I think he would be, incredible in that role.
All right. Is there anything?
Can I just roll off some stats? Sorry,
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you think it. I
That's
forgot I had
what-
some stats.
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, any sort of
Yeah,
stats to
yeah.
sort of
I
keep
completely
us-
forgot. I've got loads of stats. So 5 Premier League titles, 460 appearances. In 2012-13, completed the most passes of any player in the league, which is a pretty decent stat.
Yeah.
Won every major domestic and European trophy during his time at United, and also served as a captain.
I
Gosh,
mean,
have that in your midfield.
can't they? Also, criminally underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated.
One of the most underrated midfielders in the world. And the fact that he could not get in the England team and people were arguing about Gerrard and Lampard and stuff. And he was just never like, oh yeah, Carrick's right there. He solves all the issues. We can fix this.
Yeah,
He's ridiculous.
absolutely.
But Shreyas, any comments on Michael Carrick? Obviously, you
Yeah,
might be a bit too
definitely.
young for Michael Carrick.
I've seen him during the later stages of his career.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But once again, a very very underrated player. Was a very tidy player as well, and just fit in right in that United system. Even under Mourinho, even under the different managers as well, he was a very tidy player, a very composed player as well, and uh, I think
Not a
in
bad
this,
manager either, is he?
oh yeah, not a bad manager
He's
either.
doing
He's
all right.
doing Yeah, he's doing all right with Middlesbrough. And yes, I think in this current setup as well, we genuinely, need someone who's got that positional awareness, and at that same time, has that maturity of when to progress and when to, maintain their positional line in that midfield, because that's a key area where our team genuinely struggles a lot right now.
He was my second choice. Had my first pick, no thing. He was my second choice. So yeah, it's a bit annoying that he has
Well,
gone.
he was Sven's second choice as well, apparently. Oh, not Sven's. Who was it? Who was his manager at the time? Not was it Capello? Maybe earlier on, and then later on, Roy Hodgson. It would have
Roy
been, wouldn't it?
Hodgson, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely
fucking
ridiculous.
Roy Hodgson. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Shreyas, let's toss the coin to see who goes second for the midfield position.
Okay.
You call it in the air, yeah?
Okay. Heads.
Here's heads. Go for it. Oh, for God's sake, I'm going to be left with nobody.
Impossible in the midfield. Who you
I'm
going for,
going.
Shreyas?
I'm going with Park Ji-sung in that
Park
midfield.
Wow.
Ji-sung.
I
Yeah.
did not expect these picks. I
No,
did not
no,
expect these
no.
picks.
You
Great
look
shout.
at this team, you look at this midfield, you need an engine for an entire 90, and there's arguably, just a few who had a better engine than him to run for the, absolute 90 minutes, cover every single blade of the grass, as was a very, absolute quality player as well. And another thing is he was a very versatile player. He used to play in multiple positions, and, had the quality of, able to, of being able to actually impose his presence no matter which area he played in. And in this team you need those sort of players, and with Ten Hag as well, because he likes players who are versatile, who plays multiple positions. And he also loves to have players in that midfield that can cover the length of the pitch. And even during his first season, the amount of energy that our players actually exert. This season, you see it with Menu, you see it with Bruno all the time. If you have someone like Park Ji-sung along with them in that midfield, it is going to be very, very difficult to actually overrun this midfield, because you've got the agility, you've got the mobility, and then you've got players who are relentless enough to fight for the entire 90 minutes. So for me, it's going to be Park Ji-sung.
Really importantly as well, he was picked for every major game, every major final. Fergie would select him. And I think that says a lot about a player. If Fergie goes, no, it doesn't matter what the game is, who the opponent is, what their stakes are. I can pick Park Ji-sung and he will do something, and he will make this game like more for you in United's favour. Like, that's a ridiculous stat. The fact that he was, yeah, again, another underrated player, I would say, an undervalued, underrated player. Like, three lungs, the nickname, like, just never stopped working, never stopped. Like, I'm probably the first sort of Korean football superstar. Like, obviously it's Heung-min's son now. You've got
Yeah.
Kwang Lee-chan and stuff, but like, he sort of opened that door to sort of Asian footballers, I would say, as well.
Yeah, he was very important in the big games. You look at the job he did. It was on Perlo when they played
Yeah.
AC Milan, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And then Fergie said in the interview he regrets not putting him on Messi. I think in the second
Yep.
final it might have been.
Yeah.
Which just shows how important he was. Like a consistent thread. I think obviously a bit better on the ball and stuff, but he was always consistent week in, week out. Never really dipped in performances. Was never the star player,
Nope.
but every team needs a player like him.
Humble
And
as
yeah,
well.
that's an absolute shout. That's
Yeah.
I thought mine was a bit of a curveball because I
No.
think people would go for the, but yeah,
Yeah,
shout that.
super humble as well, which I like about players. Players who just come
Yeah.
in and are just like, I just get on with my job, do what I need to
Yeah.
do, and
Sure.
it's all good. So yeah, well, mine feels kind of like a fucking obvious pick now after this.
Go on.
Yeah,
Who you going for?
I've just gone for like the big red flag of Roy
But it
Keane.
makes sense. It
Like,
makes sense.
Roy Keane, I mean, what can I say about Roy Keane? 475 appearances for Manchester United, so that's nearly half a century, half a, no,
Go on.
don't even know the phrase.
he
My
get it?
brain's gone. My brain's gone. It's fine.
Oh,
It's gone. It's not millennium's 1,000 years, right?
you're not going to be able to move on now, are you?
No,
Until you
it's
get
gonna be
this.
stuck. Anyway, 51 goals, 39 assists, and mostly played those as a defensive midfielder. He did play in central midfield. I think he played around 80 games in central midfield. Also played a couple of games at centre back as well, which I
they
don't
were.
remember that fondly. But yeah, obviously multiple Premier League titles, Champions League, multiple FA Cups, multiple League Cups. Captain, leader, one of the most iconic players to ever play for Manchester United in the history of Manchester United. Like you talk about George Best, you talk about Bobby Charlton, Roy Keane is in that list of players who played for Manchester United. Like I think had he had a better relationship with Fergie and stuff in the later years, he probably would have stayed on and he probably would have retired at Manchester United. But obviously, it kind of fell out after that interview with MUTV. But I think he's an absolute legend in the club, and the steel, determination, the lack of ability to let people slip with standards. Like you can imagine some of the players we're playing with now, and they tried to drop like the games they've been doing. Roy Keane would not allow that shit. There'd be kickoffs in the dressing room. There'd be fights and scraps. He fought with Pete Schmeichel. He fought with Gary Neville. But then they were
cancelled, mate.
Cancelled. They were together on the pitch because he held United to a high standard. The guy went through an absolute ACL, like torn apart, which I've done something very similar, and came back stronger than ever. He was I think one of the most perfect performances against Juventus in the semi-final in Champions League. I've never seen something so good in my entire life. Missed the final, but he knew he was missing the final, and he still put in that performance. I think there is nobody better in that midfield than Roy Keane that you can have. And I think if you slotted him into this team, either players would just go, I'm fucking out. I can't deal with this. Or they would step up to the fucking standard that Roy Keane would set. So I don't think there's anybody better than Roy Keane.
Greatest captain ever in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, I thought both of you were taking him. Like I was convinced it was like Roy Keane.
The way I was thinking when I was doing it, I was thinking who you guys are gonna put. So I was like, well, I don't want the same answer. I want something that's true to myself and go for that in a sense. So that it makes it better because then everyone's got original picks. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Let's move on. Let's go to the next one. So it'll be me versus Nick this time because I went last time. Is that correct?
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Heads or tails, Nick?
Heads.
You're right. Right. You and Shreyas. Shreyas, call it in the air, mate.
Heads.
It is heads. Shreyas first. Who do you want? Forward or defender?
I'll go with forward.
Oh, of course you will.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come on then.
I'll not go for my obvious favorite one. I'll go with someone different in that striking department.
Okay.
I think for me, I'd go with Cavani.
I knew you was gonna say Cavani. Then I knew it. I was actually gonna say it, but I thought I don't want to steal his finger. I had a feeling he was gonna say Cavani.
He was not in any. I've got 3 picks for striker, and he was not in any of them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, because look, for me, any day the obvious choice would be Cristiano, but to go with someone different, especially in this sort of a setup, I would go Cavani because the way he presses, the way when he used to play for us, even during his days at Napoli and PSG. On top of that, the way he presses from the front foot, no matter which team he played for, the intensity that he brought, and I think he was also one of the last of his kind. When you looked at those traditional number 9s who knew when to pick their runs, when to move forward, which areas to occupy in the box, and he actually helped out the wingers that he was playing alongside with as well. Because when he was around here, Rashford had a very, very tremendous season. On that right hand side as well, Greenwood had a very good season. Players who played alongside him like Bruno Fernandes, even players like Pogba who slotted into midfield and shifted onto the wing, and during that season they were actually helped out a lot as well, because Cavani used to occupy those positions, was able to link the attack quite well, and used to cause opposition teams a lot of issues. And especially in this team, like the kind of setup that we've seen, the way Højlund presses so aggressively from the front, and then Bruno has to coordinate with him. I think when you pick someone like Cavani, who's a lot more mature, who's knows when to pick his moments as well, has that maturity to actually play as a hybrid striker of when to turn off and when to turn on once again, with when you've got such direct wingers playing alongside with you. I think he slots in perfectly in this sort of a team. And whenever he plays, the engine that even he has on him, it's absolutely immense. So I think Cavani would be my shout.
Can I just say, if you were picking Cavani in his heyday, I'm absolutely with you. But the Cavani at United, was that the best version of Cavani?
No, it's not.
The first season though, when he came in, he did help us out. He did win us a lot of points.
He was good. I remember the Southampton game where he
Yes.
scored.
Yeah.
Did he come off the bench? Or did
Yeah,
he
he
start
came
the game?
off. He scored two goals, didn't he?
Scored two and assisted one as
Yeah.
well, I think he did.
The
One
header,
of those.
that header. That
Yeah.
is
So it was
incredible.
Bruno's shot, a deflection. He was the only one anticipating it. And that's exactly what I was going to say. He's a traditional striker in it. You don't get like a pure striker nowadays. Let's say Haaland's probably one because you could just the ball can arrive at him and he can just bury it instantly.
Yeah.
There are some about. Osman's a very good one. But I don't know. I feel like the striker era back in the day, you had like it kills me to say it because I hate him, but a prime Suarez or like a prime Cavani and all like a prime Lewandowski. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like there's many of them about. It feels like there's a lot of different.
They were the last of their age.
Players.
They were genuinely the last of their age.
Yeah, so I have an affinity with Cavani. I think I was in terms of what he gives us, and I know you passionately agree with this, Sam. When you've been at the stadium when he's there, he's just that raw energy in it. It just gives you something back as a fan, and it's similar to it's South American, isn't it? It's just a South American thing that we're saying.
Uruguayan as well. Like,
yes,
we just hired another Uruguayan player. Like I think Cavani in his prime, I don't think there is many number 9s better than he was. He was unbelievable. And do you know what? It's a bit of a shame that he wasted a lot of time at PSG. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wish he would have come to the Premier League. Or I wish he would have gone played for Madrid or somebody or Barca. Someone.
Injuries were bad, weren't they?
Yeah.
Cavani.
And I just think we missed out on so much with Cavani because, again, clinical striker. But I loved his attitude. I loved the fight. I love all that stuff. But he was kind of ruined by Ronaldo coming back, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was upset with that.
Yeah,
killed it off, unfortunately.
Yeah. Great player though.
Yeah. Random guys just gifted a super chat. Thank you so much, random guy. As always, hope everyone's happy and healthy. Healthy, sure. Happy. Let's get into the comments. Random guys also say Keane, Carrick, and Evra. Thank you. Matt Millen saying he's got a lot of names here, so take your pick.
Go for it.
Schmeichel. Weren't looking at goalkeepers, but yes. Robbo, Pallister, Bruce, Keane, Beckham, Irwin, Gary Neville, Rooney, Best, Cantona.
Do you know by them selections? You can tell he's an older guy, like 30 to 40s.
Yeah. Johnny Clark, Irwin, Keane, Cantona. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Hardworking, dedicated players with tactical intelligence. Tim99. Little P for striker. Chicharito. Love for Chicharito in the chat, man.
That's what I want. More niche shouts. I don't want to go for obvious ones. I want nice niche shouts who deserve the,
and then
the praise.
Richard Hawkins going back in the day, as always, is Richard. He's a fan for back way in the day. Alex Stepney, Bill Folks, Rio, Irwin, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Nobby Styles, Brian Kidd, Bruno, Willie Morgan, Dennis Law. There you go. Tim99 saying Andy Cole, Rocky Singh saying Sheringham. Matt Miller saying Mark Hughes for me. Sparky was a machine. What's this thing about Fenerbahce trying to loan Anthony? It's not happening, Charlie. It's not happening, so don't worry.
Casemiro's not going, and Anthony's not going.
Anthony isn't going either.
And you want to talk about these shouts, Nick? Elite Baller has gone for, wait for it, Darren Gibson and Roy Carroll.
He's trolling. he's absolutely trolling. And there is no way he's being serious with that. He's definitely taking the piss. Darren Gibson and Roy Carroll. Oh my God! Do you remember that period we had with keepers where it was just like
Roy Carroll,
Thomas Kuszczak,
Bosnich?
I think it was one of them. Jesus Christ! From I think it was like early 2000 or late 90s to like 2000 when we brought Van der Sar in. I'd say
2007, so 2006.
So, 5-6. I want to say Van der Sar, something like that. Yeah, weird 5-year period, wasn't it? Just got mad keepers in.
Random guy is also trolling. He's put Fred, Mick Sauce, and Phil Jones.
Wow.
There you go. This is the
Phil
bottom.
Bones, Jacob Jones.
We are scraping the bottom of the barrel today. Like absolutely ridiculous. Tim99, even Alan Smith worked hard for us. Remember his goal against Roma? I do remember that. I remember his leg
injury, wasn't it?
I remember the leg break when he just blasted the ball at his fucking leg and just shattered it into tiny pieces. I remember that. But right.
Good old days.
Who is Nick second, isn't it? Because you won the first time, so you give me your forward.
I don't know if ours is going to be the same on this one.
I've got two. I've got three, and Shreyas didn't pick any of them, so I can go to another one.
All right, I'll go with the first one, but I think this might be your first one. But then I'm thinking my second one might be your second one. So I don't know. We'll find out anyway. Either way, Van Persie.
He was my second one.
Yeah, I thought he might be. Is the other one Dutch as well, by any chance?
He's not Dutch.
No. Oh, okay, fair enough. So yeah, obviously Van Persie, you guys and Shreyas, I don't mean this in a patronising way, but obviously you'll remember it as well because it was 2012, 2013. That season that he had, Golden Boot, he scored 30 in all comps in his debut season, player of the season, and won us a league. When you talk about a single season of importance and what they did, and then the hat-trick as well, he scored a hat-trick, I think, on his debut, and then the goal at the end with Wayne Rooney against Aston Villa.
Oh, the ball.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my.
I was in the stadium for that. It's my favorite goal I've ever seen live.
Oh, was you live at the game?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fucking unbelievable goal. Unbelievable.
The technique on that, if you want to know how to strike a ball, how to volley, watch that on repeat consistently because his body, his frame, the way he hits it, everything is absolutely spot on, mate. And yeah, I've never seen anything like it, the Van Persie. He was unreal. And the stories that you hear about when he was saying, if you can't find him, don't fucking, don't play at all. You're going off. Like, what a fucking guy, man. Legend.
What would he offer to this team? Like, how does he fit in with sort of Garnacho, Rashford, Bruno? Like, where's he?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Because like Fergie said, you don't supply him, then he's not going to score in that sense. But I think you still have players like Bruno who create a lot of chances. Casemiro, the first time balls over the top, you see him do that a lot. And you look at the chances, I'm adding as well. You look at the chances Xerxes got. Van Persie's putting them away. Every day. Every single day of the week. Which it's a big difference between winning games and not. So I think he'd just offer a lot of goals. I still think he'd score loads in this team. Genuinely.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the chat. Goalkeeper, women's names, Alison and Carol. That's a different game, Elite Baller, but you play along with it if you want, mate. Rocky Singh said Michael Owen. Absolutely get out, Rocky. Not a fucking chance am I having him in.
But just for that one moment against City, I'll allow it. But apart from that,
Matt Miller, Massimo Taibi, one of the worst signings we've ever made in our entire lives. Fucking horrific signing. We will never win a league unless we get a dominatrix in the box. There we go.
This is gonna stay. There it is.
Shout out.
There it is. Yeah. Must me remember for the next 3 years. It's always, people still say it. Not every afternoon show. We need a dominatrix in the back. And I'm like, get it.
Mark Hughes versus Barcelona European Cup Winners' Cup in 1992. What an insane performance. Jay Motti would love that quote. If Jay Motti's watching, he'll watch that. He will love that quote because he mentions that cup final every single time we have him on. Speaking of Jay, he will be on next week. We've confirmed it. He'll be on the channel next week. So
Alice, Talk Football is on next week as well. So
we're getting a guest. We're getting a guest in. Right. I don't know which one to go for now because you picked Van Persie, so I've got two other ones. Who do I go for?
Oh, Robin Van Persie.
Who do I go for?
Oh, Robin.
You know what? I'll go for the one that you won't expect me to pick, just because I had a problem with him personally with the way he operated.
No, not Igalo.
No, Igalo. I love it. I love him, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
His United pajamas on and his bedspread and all the stuff that he was talking about.
Yeah,
but,
he was a fan. Lived his dream.
Absolutely loved it. I've gone for Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was one of mine.
What can you say about Wayne Rooney that hasn't already said? United's record goal scorer he's been beaten now with England's record goal scorer. Harry Kane's beat him. Was England's record goal scorer. Was one of the hardest working players on the pitch. Was fucking relentless. He was hard as fuck. Like, just would square up to players and fight for every ball. Would play whatever position you asked him to play. Striker, he played out wide, he played in midfield. I'm sure he would have played centre back had you asked him to. Scored unbelievable goals, and he was a prodigy from the age of like 16. Everton, he came on at Everton at 16. That was just absolutely ridiculous. And then United, I think there's that famous thing that there was the kid with the sign saying Fergie signed Rooney, and then they took the picture with him when he signed him, which is like fantastic. And I think, he in this system as well, because he was able to drop in and play and link up play. He could come forward and be a fox in the box and strike. He could shoot from outside the box with amazing volleys. He was a set piece taker as well. You forget that. He was really good on free kicks and stuff like that. I think in this team, he would clear the fuck up. He would be phenomenally good. And I think he is, as much as he was a fantastic goal scorer, he's not as selfish as you think he is, because he was all about the team and make sure the team win. He did want a goal and he wanted to score, but he worked for the team so hard. So I think he would fit in with are more selfish players. But I think then he would be able to link up with the likes of Ahmad, likes of Bruno, and people like that. And also a leader on the pitch, which United captain, would push the team forward. So I think you cannot look past Wayne Rooney as a player. Like, he's an unbelievable player.
Yeah, McMillan's just taken what I was going to say. He's just said Rooney in this system would be the perfect player. Yeah, I think Ten Hag would absolutely love a prime Wayne. I mean, who wouldn't, to be fair? Every coach would love a prime Wayne Rooney. But yeah, he's everything in it. Ball-footed, works extremely hard, even good in the tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, proper get stuck in. And they had 2 seasons when he played as a pure number 9. I think it was around 2009-10.
Yeah.
2000, when Ronaldo left, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he was unreal, scored loads of goals, but he even said himself he didn't like it because he weren't involved in the play. He had to stay in the box and couldn't link up.
That shows
yeah,
that shows you how good he is. Like, he played in a position he didn't even
he's
like,
unreal.
and he fucking broke records. Like,
I think he's the greatest English striker. I know he says it's Harry Kane.
Yeah.
But I think it's Wayne Rooney.
I agree.
Honestly.
I agree. I think it's Wayne Rooney. Like,
one of the greatest Premier League players ever.
it's 491 games in the Premier League, 208 goals.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I bet he's got quite a few assists as well, right?
108 assists.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I mean.
A Champions League record's pretty good as well. 85 games, 30 goals, 21 assists.
Yeah.
He did that hat trick, did he, on his debut in the Champions League? Fucking unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable player. Again, up there with Wayne Rooney, with Roy Keane and people like that. He's unbelievable player for United in one of our most successful periods. Right. So Nick's gone first once. Shreyas gone first once. So can I go first with defender then? Since we
go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So obviously the big gaping hole in our team is the left back. We need a left back. We don't have any left back. We've got 2 who are not fit, and we're playing Dallo there, and we're playing Matswari there, who are technically right backs. So I've gone for Dennis Irwin.
Oh,
Dennis
I
Irwin.
thought he was going to go.
Oh, well, I was thinking the other one, but I thought everybody else is going to pick that. So let's go with Dennis Irwin. Dennis Irwin, again, another patchy song like Michael Carrick, severely underrated. Absolutely criminally underrated. 328 appearances in the Premier League, so longevity in the Premier League. Not many injuries at all throughout his career. Was a solid 7, 8 out of 10 every single game. Played under Fergie, was one of his key players when Fergie was starting to build this team. Humble, again, wasn't flashy, wasn't talked up about, didn't get involved in anything. He was very chilled out. And I think he was a set piece taker as well, so he's fantastic at free kicks. And he was a solid left back, and nobody touched him for so long until Paddy Evra come along. Like, nobody mentioned the left back at United until Patrice Evra came along. He was the left back.
I think both, though, innit? Really, right back and left back spot has been something that one player's managed to cement himself as a legend in, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think he's up there for a reason. He's a phenomenal player and doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Like, we talk about Wayne Rooney, we talk about Roy Keane, and we talk about Gary Neville, Schmeichel, whoever. Dennis Irwin doesn't get enough love, man. I think he's a phenomenal player, like absolute phenomenal player. And yeah, I think if we had him in a left back position now, we wouldn't even have to worry. We'd just be like, yeah, that's sorted, that position. It's good. We can focus on other things. We didn't have to worry about it. So for me, Dennis Irwin would solve the issue. Anything could go forward, defended well, would never injured, and was a solid player. I think that's all we need.
Yeah, for me, I again, it's one before I was born in '95, so I couldn't really. I mean, I don't know when Dennis Irwin left, but I imagine it was like what, late '90s, early 2000s. Sorry.
So he joined United from Oldham Athletic in 1990.
99.
And then he left to go to Wolves in 2002.
2002.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, thought so. So yeah, got well over a decade, good stint at United. One of the most consistent, trustworthy players. Again, this is from what I've read, from what I've seen. And he was ambipedal as well, wasn't he? Both-footed, like
he
comfortable on both sides.
He played right back a couple of times in his career as well, so he could play either one. But yeah, left back was his favourite position.
Shreyas, you give us a full breakdown of Dennis Irwin's game, please, because you've obviously a lot.
I never had the opportunity to see him play live.
Yeah, likewise, you're not the only one. Yeah. But you can only hear good things in it about him. That's
exactly.
If you listen to like Roy Keane and people like that speak, he mentions Dennis Irwin every single time. Like, Dennis Irwin's one of his favourite players. And if Roy Keane is saying that, he's got to be pretty good. But yeah, should we get like coin toss between...
No, Shreyas can have it. You can go next.
Shreyas, give us your defender.
I have to go with Patrice Evra
There you go.
because throughout, since I've started to watch United, there have only been limited fullbacks that I've seen play, and I would say much limited decent left backs, or even much limited decent fullbacks actually play at United. There have been a lot of terrible ones, but he's been definitely one of the ones that know how to win trophies, that knows how to operate as an attacking as well as he was, I would say, a perfect well-rounded fullback. He defensively, you speak attacking wise as well, the way he used to make overlapping runs. And if you see in this setup as well with Ten Hag, he wants his fullbacks to actually overlap. He wants his fullbacks to be involved in the build-up play. And I think Evra is definitely one of those fullbacks who can do that job really well. The crossing ability that he had on him with the strikers that you've got at your disposal now, with Hoyland and even Xerxes now at the club, I think he would help out a lot more. And we said it a lot of times that the best game of Marcus Rashford comes out when Luke Shaw is playing, because he's able to complement him really well with his runs. I think Evra could do a much better job at complementing someone like Rashford on that left hand side, and he's just been an exceptional player throughout his career with the longevity. And apart from that as well, with the way our fullbacks need to tuck into midfield, I think he can do an amazing job, because the kind of IQ that he had on that pitch was able to match by only a few fullbacks in his time. So I think for me it has to be Patrice Evra.
Just some stats. Sorry, Sam. Before you think, I've got some stats on Evra here. 1 Champions League, 5 Premier League titles, 379 appearances, 33 assists, and captain United 21 times in his career.
Unbelievable. And he scored a couple of screamers as well. You remember the Champions League goal? Yeah. What a goal that was like. And he's
good
a
personality
lunatic
as well.
He's a lunatic. Like absolute lunatic.
Absolutely.
He was on the Oval Stick to Football the other week. And he's basically saying the first 6 months, him and Vidic were just like scared for their lives because they thought they were shit.
Vidic said he was going back to Moscow.
Yeah. Rooney was like, you need to get rid of these lads, they're shit. Like, they're no good. Yeah. And then look what happened later.
Did you see the story about the extra, Sam? So one of his first days ever at United, they was doing something with FIFA.
Yeah.
And Evra was stood in like a line with a load of players, and Rooney thought Evra was an extra on set.
Fucking hell.
He said he remembered going over to him saying like, "Oh, you're right, blah blah blah." Evra was like, "Yeah, I'm your left back, mate. I'm the new left back." And he's like, "What the fuck?" Funny,
before you get to your play in it, I'm just gonna read a couple of comments out. There's a debut in the Champions League versus Fenerbahce at 18 years old. Things talk about Rooney hat-trick. Still think he was better than Ronaldo. Interesting. I think Rooney was more than a complete player than CR7. That's from Craig the Unicorn. Elite baller is still trolling. Why is nobody mentioning Chris Eagles? I mean, there's a reason elite baller.
Going.
If you can't work it out. Matt Millen, Alexander Butner. Jesus Christ, some of these shouts. Awful. Shout out to Ronnie Johnson. Absolutely another underrated player. He needs to think. In 95, when Nick was born, I was going to high school with standing collars inspired by Cantona fashion. There you go.
Wow. So can I just say, I'm very jealous of people who brought up in the 90s with United, because 1, our most successful period in football, and 2, the kits, and 3, the players that we had and the icons.
The success we had as well. We won everything.
Yeah.
Just won everything.
I could appreciate really like
after every match day.
Yeah.
It's more Moscow Champions League that I appreciate. Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney. That's more my era.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Nick, do you want to give us your defensive option?
I've got 2.
Okay.
I don't know who to go for. You know what? Nah. I'll go with Antonio Valencia, right?
Okay.
And what I'll say is because you guys have gone for Evra and you've gone for Dennis Irwin, they were kind of the 2 biggest ones, and United don't have a history of like mega stars. But Valencia was one who does what he says on the tin, does his job, gets to the byline, very strong, very quick, balls into the box, extremely direct, and that's what I liked. And if you wanted to put Majari at left back, I'll put that. I'm fine with that. It's all right. The other one I had was Gabriel Heinze, but he only had 2 years in the team where he was a regular. But he was a fan favourite as well.
Good player. He was a good player.
Yeah, aggressive, got stuck in. Yeah. But yeah, did he have any stats on Valencia? No, didn't. Of course not. The only player I didn't have stats on.
I don't forgive Heinze for trying to go to Liverpool though. So fuck it.
That's the thing. So that's why I leant more towards Valencia.
I will say on Antonio Valencia, I remember watching United, and I don't remember ever looking at him or watching him going, he was shit today.
Oh, you remember the goal against Everton?
Yeah.
That he scored.
Yeah.
Like the slice, kind of. Oh,
I never
Wow.
remember like watching him and just being annoyed with his performance. He was always solid. He was
He was
always a
good,
decent
yeah.
performance. Like I don't remember.
Yeah.
He was not incredible. He was not Gary Neville. He was not
Yeah.
Dennis Irwin, Patrick Evra, but he was dependable, solid.
Yeah.
Remember that season when he was number 7, when he went in the number 7 shirt?
Yeah, yeah. Another
Wait,
one who loves the club as well. Like
Yeah.
he still talks about it to this day, like Hernandez does. He has a strong affinity with the club, and that's what I love when you see that, even when they've left.
tried to get Casido to come to United, didn't
Yeah,
he? He
yeah,
set it all up.
yeah.
He had it ready to go, and we cocked the
Yeah.
deal up. Any memories
Decent player.
on Valencia, Shreyas?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I think under Mourinho, I was able to see him the most in that team, and I would say, in that time as well, he was definitely one of the leaders in this team, and one of the you could see it. He was one of the better players in this team, and he actually knew, how to operate in that team, the kind of smartness that he played with, and the kind of, I would say professionalism that he brought into the team as well, and the energy that he used to play with, and I think in that time, there was a lot of chopping and changing at United. There was a lot of controversy at United as well during Mourinho's time. But he was definitely, one of the players who you rarely had any questions about. You knew what you're going to be getting on the pitch when Valencia is going to be playing. So I think that for me, he also falls into that category of underrated players at United.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just gonna go back to the comments. Here we go. I always try to think things to make Nick laugh to stop his serious face settings. That's from Elite Baller.
What? People have issues with that. Am I that like bitchy face on camera? I don't even know.
Nick missed Lee Sharp's iconic celebrations in the 90s. Yeah, absolutely. Bring back Chris Smalling. No, thank you. Don't need to see that. The baggy kits from the 90s are hilarious. Jordi Cruyff. Just okay. Valencia would work for Eric Ten Hag. That man could run all day. McMillan saying Paul Parker. We bought Valencia as an attacker, but he turned into a good right back. Absolutely. Did we buy him from Wigan? Is it where we bought him from? Nick's just not going to move now, is he?
I'm just going to stay like this now,
Okay.
just to appease people.
Yeah. Yap Stam, great shout. Valencia was Ronaldo's replacement of all people. Yeah, that was weird. When he went, we bought Valencia. Is it Valencia, Butner, Michael Owen? Is that who we bought with Ronaldo?
No, not in that window, I don't think. It was Valencia, Obertan.
Obertan, that was it.
Yeah. Obertan, who had the biggest head I've ever seen in my life.
Ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Chivy said, "Has anyone mentioned Rafael da Silva?" No, but I did like Rafael. He was a good player.
Rabiot and Rafael. Twins.
Do you see that conspiracy theory that Ten Hag would switch him out when they were getting tired at half time? Not Ten Hag. Fergie would switch him out and just like change him out. So,
why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
He's gonna go, "That's not him." It's like prove it.
Yeah. Can you?
Mick Miller with a comment. I wasn't gonna read, but fuck it. Nick pinching a chicken korma fart there with that face.
Pinching a chicken korma fart. Wow. What is it? Why is everyone coming for me today? Why am I catching strays? What's going on?
It's pick
Have I pissed people off? Bring it. I'll roast you back, mate. That's what I say. Go for it.
But yeah, those are our choices. So mine were Dennis Irwin, Roy Keane, and Wayne Rooney. Nick, yours were?
Carrick, Robin van Persie, and Valencia.
Shreyas.
Cavani, Ji-sung Park, and Patrice Evra.
Very nice. Very nice. You guys put in your chat, put your defender, put your midfielder, put your striker in the chat. Let me know what you've got and why they would fit into the team. Richard Hawkins just says, so good we bought them twice. There you go. There's the chat. Right.
There it is.
To finish up, I've got a little Ten Hag trivia quiz about his time in charge to try and remember some of the good times, because there's been a bit of a shit time at the minute with Ten Hag. I mean, I'm just trying to restore a bit of positivity. So I'm going to go through these questions. The lads are going to write them down, and then I'm going to go through the answers at the end. So you guys put the answers in. Yeah, the answers are going to... You guys put the answers in as the questions go through, and then I'll go back to them. Yeah. Right. First question. Who was Eric Ten Hag's first signing has taken over at Manchester United?
Oh, good question.
First one through the door.
Oh.
Get an answer down.
I'd really take my brain back now.
I had to look this up because I couldn't remember.
I'm going to go with one, but I don't think it's right.
Okay. You got an answer down, Shreyas?
Yeah.
Okay. Right,
No cheating, Shreyas. I'm watching you.
No googling. Who was
No, no, no.
named? Who was named Manchester United's Player of the Year for the 22-23 season?
So was that Ten Hag's first season?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, would have been.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, I think so.
Okay, doke. Third question: Which player scored the most goals in all competitions during Ten Hag's first season?
Yep.
I've got an answer.
Yeah.
Next question: How many points did United finish with in the Premier League during Ten Hag's first season, 22-23?
How many what?
How many points?
How many points?
Did he finish with in his first season?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question as well. I know we finished third. I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Okay. In the semi-final against Brighton in the 22-23 season, Manchester United won on penalties. Which player scored the divisive penalty in that shootout?
I know that's the watch along for it.
We all good?
Yeah.
All right. How many goals did Manchester United concede last season?
110.
I think I know roughly. I don't know this.
110 just from cutbacks itself.
Yeah.
Is this in the league or in all comps?
In the league. In the Premier
In the
League.
league. Yeah, I think a rough estimate, but yeah.
Okay. This is a two-parter. Who played the
Okay.
most minutes in Ten Hag's first season? I want the top three and their minutes. And then I want the same for last season.
Okay, so top three.
Top three. And guess how many minutes to the closest. I'll give you like 100
Jesus.
minutes, like
Right.
either way. It's in
What,
the
each one or just
Yeah, each one. It's in the thousands, if that helps you.
Okay.
So for the 22-23 season and for the 23-24 season, top three.
right? That first one's done. And the second one. Second season, he played the most minutes now. I'm thinking who's got like injured and shit. It's gonna.
Yeah. Second season is a bit
it's,
of a...
it's a lot of injuries, so it makes it a bit more
Yeah,
difficult.
you have to decipher it in your head. You're like,
Yeah.
what on earth?
Okay, I know.
Oh, actually, I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I know now who played the most minutes.
Gotta be these three.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. How much money was spent in Ten Hag's first season, and then how much money was spent last season on transfers? To the nearest. This is in pounds as well. So to the nearest pound. I don't need like 0.8 or whatever. Just give me to round it up or round it down.
Who came in the first season? Oh yeah.
It was a big purchase in the first season.
Yeah.
I remember.
I've got 4 of them. We signed 5. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Who was the 5th one?
Okay,
I'm gonna say first season I've done, and then what was it? Last season.
Last season. So not the window just gone. Last summer's window.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Mason Mount summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Wow, who the fuck did we sign?
We signed shit.
Yeah.
They all got injured pretty much, to be honest with you.
One of them is still injured.
One of them is still injured. Unbelievable.
One of them is injured from the first season.
Yeah. We got answers down?
Oh, right. Wait. Yeah, I've got answers down.
Okay.
Probably not right, but
It's whoever gets closest. Right. Who are the top 5 assist makers from last season, and how many assists did they get
in the Prem or for us?
in the Prem? for us, for
Top
United.
5
For United,
assists.
in the Premier League. For United,
Oh,
top 5, and how many assists did each player get?
oh Jesus.
Last season, right?
Yes. Obviously, if it was this season, then we've only had 2 goals.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it wouldn't
yeah,
be a
Yeah,
lot.
that's what I thought.
Anthony's definitely not on that list.
I can confirm Anthony's not on the list.
Yeah.
Everyone can confirm Anthony's not on the list.
I don't know because I don't think a lot of players.
It wasn't a high number. Like,
No.
the top one was not a high number.
Yeah, we didn't really score as much
No.
for it to be a high number.
Last season was just a fucking everyone
Yeah.
zero
Yeah.
basically. I've gone with it, but again, I'm not sure about this
Yeah,
answer.
Okay.
One of the choices is obvious in it.
Murky in it.
One of them is
Murky.
obvious. The last one,
Yeah.
I guarantee none of yours is getting. The last one.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do the answers, shall we? Lads,
Okay.
in the
Let's
chat
go.
and ladies, put your as I read out the answers.
I've got
for
my
these.
notes over the thing, so I've not.
All right.
Yeah.
No
I've not got
worries.
anything up there.
Who was Eric Ten Hag's first signing has taken over from Manchester United manager Shreyas? What you got?
Malacia.
Yeah.
Nick, what you
I've
got?
my last two as well.
Correct.
Malacia.
1 point each.
Yeah.
You could,
13 mil, I think it was.
it was. We snatch him for
Yeah.
was it Leon or
No.
Marseille?
Yeah, hijacked it, didn't we?
Marseille.
Yeah.
We snatched, we
Hijacked.
snatched Marseille.
There you go. All right. On the what did let me have a look in the chat, see if anybody guessed it. Let's have a look. Don't see Malacia. It was not Anthony Onana. No. No, nobody got it. Interesting. Right.
Yeah.
Under Eric Ten Hag, who was named Manchester United's Player of the Year for the 22-23 season. Nick,
Rashford.
Shreyas,
Rashford.
correct.
That's
Marcus
2 out of 2.
Rashford.
I'll take that. Doing well so far.
2 out of 2. Doing well. Right. Third question. Which player scored the most goals for Manchester United in all competitions during Ten Hag's first season?
Marcus Rashford.
Correct. Easy one. Right, let's see this one where it gets tricky. How many points did United finish with in the Premier League season during Eric Ten Hag's first season? Nick?
This is a good one. I've gone 72.
Shreyas?
75.
Shreyas is bang on, 75 points.
Oh, fuck off. Fuming with that.
3-2 to Shreyas. In the FA Cup
Not enough time
semi-final
yet.
against Brighton during the 22-23 season, Manchester United won penalties. Who was the player who scored a decisive penalty?
The Iceman.
Victor Lindelof.
There you go.
Yes.
Point for both of you.
Correct. Annoyed with myself for that.
How many goals did United concede during the 23-24 season?
What do you think, Shreyas?
Okay, I'll go. I know we ended with a negative goal difference.
No, we're not talking about goal difference. How many goals did we concede?
How many?
58 or 59.
Mine's 58. I can literally show mine's 58 as well.
You're both spot on.
Mine's
58 goals.
Yeah. Because I remember towards the end we was like, are we going to get positive goal difference?
Yeah,
Are we going to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right,
Buzzing with that one. Happy.
two-parter. So, who played the most minutes in Eric Ten Hag's first and second season? So, for the first season, Shreyas, give us your top 3 in how many minutes?
Bruno, Rashford,
Yeah.
and De Gea.
Okay. What minutes for De Gea? How many minutes?
All the minutes.
All the minutes.
So what's that?
Give me a number. Give me a number.
Give me a number.
2,500 minutes.
Okay. Bruno, how many minutes?
2,400 minutes.
Okay. And then Rashford.
2,450 minutes.
Okay. You're way off on the minutes, but you got the players right. So that's 1 point. Nick.
Yeah.
Mine's the same players, but I've done it Bruno, De Gea, Rashford in terms of minutes played.
Right.
And then I've got... I'm either way off even more here or
Okay.
I'm closer, so I don't know.
Okay.
So I've got 2,800 with Bruno.
You're way off.
Wait, is that much? Yeah.
It's way more. It's way more.
More?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've got 2,700 with De Gea and then
Yeah.
2,600 with Rashford.
All right. So the top minutes
And
were
I thought I was
Rashford is number 3 with 4,304 minutes.
Oh my goodness me. Is that true? Is that correct?
Yeah, all
Surely
competition,
not.
all competitions.
Oh, I'm not going to check if we
Oh,
can.
all
Again, check Premier
competitions.
League.
I thought it was Premier League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was Prem.
All right, I'll have a look at Premier League, but yeah,
I'm
and
looking at
then
Premier League.
Bruno
Yeah.
is Bruno was second with 5,165, and then
Yeah.
De Gea
Oh
was
my
top
God.
with 5,250.
Yeah, because there was a stat that came out. I think Laurie Whitwell put it out since he played the
Yeah.
most minutes in Europe. I remember doing
Yeah.
a show about it.
So
Yeah.
last season, top 3, Nick. Who did you get?
I put Bruno, Garnacho, Rashford.
You only got one right there.
I guess I've got
Okay,
the 3 right. Yes.
go on.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Dallo.
Yeah.
Onana.
Shreyas has got all 3, so that's a point for
Oh,
Shreyas.
Dallo, of course, yeah.
Right,
Never
how many minutes? Considering what I've just told you, Nick, how many minutes for Onana, Dallo, and Bruno? So Bruno's number 3. How many minutes did he get last season?
In all comps?
Yeah.
Honestly, 4,500.
Not far away. It's 4,285.
Yeah.
And then Shreyas, how many for Dallo?
4,600.
No, that was Onana. Onana got 4,650. Dallo got 4,364 minutes.
Mm.
There you go.
Goalkeeper's always got the most time.
Yeah.
I don't know why Onana didn't pop into my head at all.
There you go.
Didn't
Well,
even-
he fucking flew back from the African Cup of Nations to play,
Yeah,
for God's sake.
yeah.
So, how much money has Ten Hag spent in his first and second seasons to the nearest pound? 22-23. Shreyas, how much did he spend?
180.
Nick?
220.
Nick's closest. It's 205 million pounds.
Yes, sir. Yes,
There you
sir.
go. 23-24. Nick, how much did he spend?
180.
Shreyas?
177.
Shreyas is closer. It's 170 million.
3 million off.
Yeah.
Fucking fix this game, I'm telling you.
Right. Final one. Top 5 assist makers from last season. Shreyas, who are the top 5 assist makers?
Bruno.
Yep.
Garnacho.
Yep.
And Dallo.
Need one more.
That was 3.
That's
Oh,
3.
yeah, need 2 more. No, I said top 5.
Okay, top 5. Then Bruno, Garnacho, Dallo, Rashford.
Yeah, one more.
And
You're never getting this one.
now I'll think harder. I got 4 right though.
Got 4 out of 5. So make a guess
Okay.
for the 5th one.
In your own time, Shreyas.
Time's ticking, Shreyas. I'm going to have to pass it over to Nick.
Ericsson.
No. Nick, who was the 5th?
Casemiro?
No. Do you know who the 5th,
Casemiro?
do you know who the 5th was?
Go on.
Let me think once.
Harry
Harry
Maguire.
Maguire.
Ah.
Goodness me.
Harry Maguire. Right.
Jesus Christ.
How many
Never
assists
got-
did Harry Maguire get, Nick,
Is this in Prem or all comps?
in Prem?
4.
3. How many assists did Dallo get, Shreyas?
3.
That is correct. How many assists did Rashford get, Nick?
I put 5 or 6. I think 6. I'll go.
3.
Oh,
Piss
God.
poor.
That's even worse than I thought.
Shreyas, how
Jeez.
many did Garnacho get?
4.
He did. He got 4. And then Nick, how many did Bruno get?
I put 10. But it's probably
Shreyas?
less.
8.
Probably 8.
8. He got 8.
It is 8.
Yeah.
It's 8
Yeah, I
assists.
thought so.
There you
When I
go.
said double figures, I thought he didn't get double figures in goals and assists. So it
Yeah.
was definitely.
I stopped keeping
Lower.
track of points, but I believe Shreyas won that one, unfortunately, Nick. So try better next
It's rigged
time.
anyway, mate. I want to go to an independent adjudicator, pal. That's what I want to do.
Take it to arbitration. There you
Yeah.
go.
And also, you want to check those lenses of Shreyas. I can see Google popping
Yeah.
up on those lenses.
Oh no, I had it. I
So
had it all.
we'll double check that.
If
If someone's got VAR,
Yeah.
zoom in on the camera and get a recording of the screen,
Yeah.
and send it us.
Yeah.
I'd love that. Independent adjudicator. Anyone in the chat, let me know.
Yeah.
As you see, I'm not competitive at all.
Rocky Singh got the 75 points question. Tim got the Lindelof question. Jamie McGogan, some of these are tough, Sam. Well, mate, I can't make it easy for you. It's got to be
Yeah.
somewhat
'Cause
difficult.
you know what? Because when we do it, everyone's like, "Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know this."
It's
He's
good
a-
job. It's good job. Henry's not in the chat. He would have cleared that in a
He
fucking
is.
matter
He's
of
just,
seconds.
he's just
Is he in the
commenting
chat?
now.
Is he in the
Yeah,
chat?
he's commenting. Whenever there's a quiz about, Henry's about. You can guarantee it. I don't even know how he knows. He just sniffs it out.
Just
Wherever
shows
it
up.
is,
Just
he
shows
finds
up.
it. Yeah.
Shows up. I would have guessed
Legend.
Malacia first signing. Absolutely, Tim. You got it spot on. Was the first not Anthony? No, he was late in the window because we needed forward, so we got him late in the window. So there you go. Who's your favourite butt, Nick? Elite baller.
Who's my excuse
Favourite
me?
butt? That's the question.
My favorite butt.
Yeah.
Oh, Nikki butt or Alexandra
Yeah.
butt. All right,
There
I
you
thought I was going down a completely different path then.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nikki butt. Or, it's got a Nikki butt, isn't it?
Yeah, Nikki
Obviously,
butt.
Alexandra Butner. Come on. Can't believe it's not Butner.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway.
there's Henry doing 22, 23, 170 million. Yeah. He's got it spot on.
Yeah, he's got Google.
Jamie McGorgan, sure, I clocked Google in the reflection of Shreyas' glasses. There you go.
Conspiracy.
They're onto you. They're onto you.
Can we just put the graphic as Google on this, please? Thank you.
Henry's knowledge is crazy. Yeah, Henry's ridiculous. He's like every question, he'll just sort of absolutely clear.
Amazing what fast internet and Google can do
There
for
you
you.
go.
Let me tell you.
On your phone consistently, you get it. Right, that's the end, lads. That is it. We've done the
Yeah,
quiz.
is it?
We've done the thing, and we're almost at an hour. We've got 4 minutes
Okay.
left. So if you want any questions,
I was going to say, for the last 5 minutes, can we discuss this nonsense with Anthony that's going on?
Yeah,
And also,
also-
something's happened with Jean-Claude Blanc, hasn't there? Have you seen that?
yeah, he's been appointed to the European Club Board, I
What
believe.
does it mean?
Basically, it's just like, you know, when they change things in European leagues and competitions and stuff, like
He's going to have a say in it.
he's gonna have influence and stuff. Which
So
United
is he
haven't
still working at United, though?
Yeah. Well, he works for Ineos technically. He doesn't work for United. He works for Ineos.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that winner stays on? So Shreyas versus Sam next time. Hey, we could do that. I'm sure,
Jamie.
Nick, we could do that.
Jay, I used to like you. I'm going to have words now.
But yeah, we could discuss the nonsense with Ante. So there was a journalist from Turkey. I can't remember his name. He basically reported that Casemiro was an option for loan by Galatasaray, and then Anthony was also being lined up, and then Rob Dawson, I believe, picked that up, and now it's become obviously.
No, someone put, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. Someone put, Sam versus Chiv here, and I was going to say, we're going to need a lot of tea,
Yeah.
and we're going to need some, like, pleasant music on in
Yes.
the background, and just let them go at it. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's going to take about 2 hours
Yeah.
to get through that.
Exactly. But yeah, they
midway into that quiz, Chivi would go, why?
Yeah, oh, what?
why
Why?
are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
What's the point?
I've got to answer it, ever. Okay.
Chivy just be like, you ask you a question, but I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. All right, let's move on to the next question. Thanks, Chiv.
Lads, yeah, it's been debunked quite quickly by different journalists saying it's not happening. I couldn't see it happening anyway because Casemiro leaving would leave us severely deficient in midfield. Anthony leaving, even though he's not going to play, would leave us with one actual natural right winger now that Jadon Sancho's gone. I think it's bollocks, Nick. What thoughts?
I reckon Ten Hag sat in a room somewhere just shaking his fist, like, just reading these stories, like, no. Do you think he's going to let Anthony go out on loan? No, not a chance, mate. He's going to look at last season. I can guarantee this is the kind of lens and perspective that he has on it. And he's going to think, I am not letting any players go unless I know for a fact they're not going to be part of this team. Because it takes one injury to Ahmad or one injury to Garnacho. And it's like Anthony's going to end up getting some game time.
Yeah.
Casemiro, technically, is our only number 6.
Yeah.
Proper number 6 at the minute, who's actually played minutes in the team. So he ain't going to let him go either.
Nope.
No chance unless there's a replacement. And we can't get a replacement now. The window's
Also,
shut.
Shreyas, the fact that it's a loan and they're not going to pay those wages because they're on mega wages. There's nothing beneficial there, is there, to United, them going on loan?
I think at this point, Turkish clubs are genuinely just trying to frustrate us. Like throughout this transfer window, they've just been trying to annoy us with McTominay first, Eriksen, and all of those players. Greenwood as well, I think at a certain point was linked to Turkish clubs too, and they were just trying to offer 10 or 15 million and on top. Wan-Bissaka as well on top of that. So look, I don't think that personally there is any upside to, even if a deal happens, there isn't any upside to United. Secondly, like you mentioned as well, Jadon Sancho is gone now. So for bench strength and for, as an option to bring off from the bench, you do need, another right winger if definitely in that position. And Anthony fits into that role. And as far as Casemiro is concerned, he probably might be the only 6 we've got, by the time September also actually even ends. Because from what Ten Hag has said that, Ugarte might take weeks or months
Yep.
to, actually start playing games. So we've got to, we've still got to bank on Casemiro to actually, start week in and week out for you for the upcoming next fixtures as well. So I don't think he's going to offload any of these players. And like Nick said, especially from last season, you never know which player is going to get injured next. You never know what's going to happen. We've already got Mount injured. You've practically only got 3 fit midfielders at the club with Casemiro, Menu, and Bruno right now. So I don't think that he'll be looking to actually offload anyone at this moment, whether it's Casemiro, whether it's Anthony. I would say even if it's just a reserve player at this team, I don't think Ten Hag would offload anyone now.
The only player I could see possibly going is Ericsson. As the only one. Like if a Turkish club came in for Ericsson, it's the only one. Because I know Ajax were interested, but their window's closed now, the Dutch window. But the Turkish window's still open. He's the only one I could see going. So
And that's in a wheelchair out the back door.
Lindelof has died off on it. Like that's not, and he's injured. So why would they buy
He's
him?
injured as well, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we've got quite a few centre backs now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like I think depth wise.
Yeah.
Evans, Lindelof, Maguire, De Ligt, Lissandro, Yoro.
Yeah. Shaw could play there if he ever gets fit.
Yeah. So centre backs, we should.
Yeah.
Should.
All right.
Be okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Rocky Singh just put Tellez is available for free. Yeah. No, thank you.
No.
All right.
Yeah, never mind.
All right. But yeah, that is the end of the show. Thank you, lads, for joining me. Thank you for the quiz. Raja, if you just joined, you just asked a question there. What was your live about? We did a Legends draft where we picked players who could fit into the team, and then we did a little 10-ad quiz at the end. So scroll back. You can watch it all in full. I won't spoil any of the answers for you. But Nick lost. So there you go.
For good reason.
There was no cheating at all.
No.
Yeah. Great Unicorn, great show. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow with something, I'm sure. There's guests next week. Alison Talks Football's coming. Jay Motti from Paddock is here. I'm working on one more, so hopefully maybe get another one in as well. Nick's working on somebody else as well. So more guests than you can shake a stick at. Back tomorrow with news, weather, and stuff like that. Lads, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I don't know what that noise was.
Was
there a noise there? Oh, right, okay. Have you got the Gary Neville noise? I thought you were going to play the Gary Neville noise.
Oh!
Yeah. There you go. Is it on the soundboard? The Gary Neville noise?
It is.
Oh.
Go for it.
It is.
Torres to give Chelsea a place in the Champions League final.
That's a good way to end it.
I love it.
Peace out, everybody.